This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Good Monday morning, and thank you for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak at 4:30. I'm Brian Mays. Let's begin this week with a look at what we're tracking. And Storm Team meteorologist Erica Lopez joins us now with that. Erica?
Good morning, Brian. Well, the rain chances continue after we've had some storms over the past weekend. This is a live look just outside of our studio right now. Temperatures are near average, near 70 degrees, 70 right now for ABIA, 69 at Camp Mabry, and the dew points remain a little bit on the stickier side. Not completely unbearable, though. We did have some light showers overnight across the hill country. Nothing excessive. The storms that we had were mainly yesterday evening. Since then, dew points remain near 70 degrees, but lots of mid to upper 60s out there in terms of your dew points. Here's your forecasted high today across our viewing area, near 90 degrees. The good news is that this is close to average. It's not going to be excessively hot out there, but the heat will help fuel up the chance for some thunderstorms this afternoon. So here's what we're tracking in terms of your rush hour forecast. This morning, a light spotty shower is possible, not likely. Where we do have showers and thunderstorms where they are likely will be into the afternoon. We're calling it a 60% chance of a storm. Brian, back to you.
Erica, thanks. Now to the very latest on the London terror attacks. ISIS has now claimed responsibility, but Londoners say they will not be intimidated. Meanwhile, authorities say they have made significant progress in identifying the 3 suspects allegedly responsible for the attack. ABC's Lana Zach tells us from London to here in the U.S., leaders vowing to fight back.
Flowers and police on the streets of London this morning. The city and its people courageous in the face of terrorism. Police today are continuing their searches and questioning following the deadly terrorist attack that left 7 victims dead and at least 48 injured Saturday night.
The taxi driver just swerved towards me and screamed at his window, "Run, you have to run, they've got a knife."
So many stories of courage.
As soon as I saw this, the gentleman, I said, look, I'm going to try and hit him. I'm going to try and knock him down. He was just randomly stabbing people.
ISIS claimed responsibility, but the authorities vowed to fight back.
We cannot and must not pretend that things can continue as they are. There is, to be frank, far too much tolerance of extremism in our country.
Here in the United States, President Trump expressed solidarity.
I will do what is necessary to prevent this threat from spreading to our shores and work every single day to protect the safety and security of our country, our communities, and our people.
His initial response coming on Twitter also renewed calls for his controversial travel ban and criticized the mayor of London. This was the 3rd terror attack in the UK since March. In Manchester, Brits remembered the victims of the last attack, and they vowed to stay strong and carry on.
Investigators are currently saying that they do not believe that the Manchester and London attacks were coordinated, but they do represent a cluster of independent attacks that have been building for some time. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Now, the London Bridge attack, the 3rd terror attack in the United Kingdom in just the last 3 months. 6 people were killed, including the suspect, in an attack outside Parliament at the end of March. 1 American was among those killed. Then, just last month, a suicide bomber attacked fans at the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester. 22 adults and children were killed. Google and Twitter pushing back against claims the social media companies are complicit in terrorist attacks. British Prime Minister Theresa May said the tech giants provided a safe space for terrorism. The 2 companies issued statements. They've been working to improve the technology to remove inappropriate content. Authorities have not said if information from the internet factored into the London attack. Just hours after the terror attack in London, some of the music industry's biggest acts took to the stage in the UK. Ariana Grande leading a charge for a benefit concert in Manchester just 2 weeks after the deadly bombing there. Aaron Katursky in the UK to show us the emotional event.
Joyous defiance in Manchester. Tens of thousands dancing and celebrating, refusing to give in to fear and terror. Less than 2 weeks after a suicide bombing killed 22 people and injured more than 100 others outside an Ariana Grande concert, the singer herself returned to headline One Love Manchester.
I love you guys so much, and I think that the kind of love and unity that you're Displaying is the medicine that the world really needs right now.
And she brought along some of music's biggest acts. Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Pharrell, Coldplay.
You have a choice of doing nothing or being scared or just showing up and singing, and that's really all we know how to do.
The show took on new importance just hours after a new terror attack, this time 200 miles away here in London.
Last night this nation was challenged, and all of you were challenged, and you had a decision to make if you were going to come out here tonight. You looked fear right in the face and you said, no, we are Manchester and the world is watching.
The fans representing a country that refuses to be held hostage or live in fear. Lining up hours inside the so-called Ring of Steel, protected by armed police.
You know you'll remember it, won't you, forever?
It's great how we can all like celebrate Manchester in such an amazing way.
The show must and did go on. More than 14,000 free tickets were set aside for fans from the original concert. A show of support, tribute, and love. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, London.
Special evening. Back here at home, Governor Greg Abbott expected to make an announcement this week on whether or not he'll call a special session. The governor originally said he would share his decision on Friday of last week, but his office then said there wouldn't be an announcement until after the weekend. Abbott is under pressure to bring lawmakers back to deal with unresolved debates on property tax and the so-called bathroom bill. The city of Austin joining the legal fight against Senate Bill 4, the newly passed law requiring all Texas law enforcement to honor ICE detainers. Austin's asking a federal judge to add the city as a plaintiff in a lawsuit filed last week by the city of San Antonio and 4 other parties. It also asks the judge to declare Senate Bill 4 unconstitutional. Mayor Steve Adler told reporters the overall basis of the lawsuit is to protect public safety. Numerous police chiefs across Texas say Senate Bill 4 will harm the relationships they've established with immigrant communities. And Mayor Adler says Senate Bill 4 also has an impact on free speech.
This law provides that an elected official, such as myself, could be removed for office for endorsing a policy that is contrary to Senate Bill 4.
Not only can officials be removed from office, but they can also face criminal charges for not complying. Another claim in Austin's lawsuit is that Senate Bill 4 violates the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution. The U.S. government has exclusive authority over immigration, not cities. Being in the U.S. undocumented is a civil, not criminal charge. And Austin police can't arrest someone for a civil infraction. Senate Bill 4 goes into effect September 1st. Cities and organizations suing the state are asking for a ruling before the law goes into effect. 4:38 now. This week, President Donald Trump focusing on some of his campaign promises, including jobs and our country's crumbling infrastructure. Today at the White House, he'll propose privatizing the air traffic control system in an effort to boost jobs. On Wednesday, he'll be in Ohio to talk about improvements to the nation's infrastructure like roads and waterways. He'll wrap things up Friday with a visit to the Department of Transportation to discuss regulatory reform for roads and railways. Former FBI Director James Comey expected to testify on Capitol Hill this week. It's his first time speaking publicly since he was fired. Lawmakers expected to grill Comey on whether President Trump pressured him to drop the investigation into ties between Russia and the Trump campaign. Over the weekend, the New York Times quoted an unnamed White House source saying President Trump doesn't plan to invoke executive privilege. If he did, it could stop Comey from testifying. The man accused of killing a University of Texas student and injuring 3 others last month set to appear in court on Friday. A judge still waiting to see if Kendricks White is fit to stand trial for murder. His mental state at the time of the attack will be the main subject of this week's hearing. White's attorneys could argue he is not guilty by reason of insanity. According to the Austin American-Statesman, this could determine if he serves a sentence in a mental health facility or in state prison. Today, authorities could confirm the identity of the man who drowned in Lady Bird Lake on Saturday morning. According to family members, 34-year-old Teddy Allen Carter lost his life trying to help a friend. Austin police tell us a man was on the First Street Bridge overlooking the lake with a woman when the woman's purse fell into the water. The man ran down to the shore, jumped in to get it, and never resurfaced. Crews recovered the body after 5 hours of searching. A big congratulations going out today to the Austin Huns rugby team. They made Austin sports history over the weekend, defeating the New York Athletic Club to win the national championship. This is video from the game from the city of Glendale and USA Rugby, the first Huns Division I U.S. national championship. They beat New York 27-23. Congratulations to them. A lot of hard work goes into that. Back here at home, we're talking about more rain chances. We saw some rain over the weekend. It looks like that's going to continue. Let's check in now with Erica Lopez. She's got a look at our forecast. Hi, Erica.
Hey there, Brian. Yeah, that's right. Rain chances continue today. Possible storm in the afternoon. That's going to be the big story for Monday. Temperatures right now near average, so we're lucky on that part. We're not seeing any excessive heat out there for this time of the year. Here's a live look on our radar. Some light rain we're seeing north of Johnson City. If you're commuting on 281 between Johnson City and Round Mountain, you might see some of those rain showers, and also just east of Marble Falls. That's all we have across the viewing area right now. Light scattered rain, about a 20% chance for your morning commute is what we're expecting. The heaviest of the rain continues just south of us, south of San Antonio. Still a severe thunderstorm warning in place for southwestern Texas. A couple of those cells continue to push to the south and the east. But again, our concern is the afternoon thunderstorm chances that we're tracking. A 60% chance of a possible storm with afternoon highs today at 90 and partly sunny skies that could influence some of these storms to potentially be strong this afternoon. I'll give you more details and also talk about the sunshine I know a lot of folks will be excited for. That's on the way in the full forecast.
Ready for that, Erica. Thank you. Tainted tuna sold in local stores. The serious health problem linked to a food you could have in your freezer right now. Coming up.